Simon & Schuster Australia presents The New Manhood, written by Steve Biddulph, narrated by Damian de Montemas. There are men who wake up in the morning energized and happy, whose partners and children love and trust them, who do work they believe in and enjoy, have loyal and interesting friends, and are deeply involved in the wider world. They may not be famous or wealthy. They value something quite different. They are learning how to be real. This book is dedicated to my son and daughter. Forward. Delivering the mail. Liberation is a wonderful word. You think of Nelson Mandela walking out of prison, or of Allied troops driving the Nazis out of Europe, down streets lined with joyful crowds, or of a wild creature, an eagle or a tiger, healed from its wounds and released into the wild. 50 years ago, the women's liberation movement arrived to set women free from being tied to kitchens, low pay, dreary sex lives, and existing in a Valium haze. Men, meanwhile, had no such movement. We were the last to be released. That's why I wrote this book, starting 25 years ago, and then in better and better versions up until today. We know who reads this book. First of all, it's men who have been given it by a friend. That has happened thousands of times. Then it's read by men who have been handed it by a woman who loves them and sees they're in some kind of pain. Copies are passed around factories or mining camps. Several Australian Army commanders bought copies for their entire base. Teenage boys in Western Australia studied it in Year 12. And there are the brave men, perhaps like you, who bought their own copy and will read it without needing encouragement, who are on their own, questioning the straitjacket ideas of what a man's life is and looking for a happier way. There is a massive change going on in masculinity today. It's needed, and it's the best news. The missing piece to unlock human progress. Messed up masculinity. Little boys in grown-up bodies are a dying breed, but they still tragically run the world in politics and often in sport and business. We have to pension off this defective model of maleness and bring a better kind of manhood to the fore before it's too late. That's why I'm writing this message and not fishing. What is masculinity? Is it something born in...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?